So, when you are ready, I'll just check that you're on the stream. Yes, you're on there. So, when you're ready, just introduce yourself.
All right. I'm deathline 77. You can just call me Deathline or Joe. I'm going to be doing Super Mario Sunshine 80%, which is one of the most popular speed games to date. It's in the top 5, if not top 3, of the most popular games according to speedrun.com to speedrun. And I will be showcasing the 80% run. I'll go ahead and give a countdown. I'll go 3, 2, 1, go. And when I say go, you can go ahead and start the timer. So, here goes nothing. 3, 2, 1, go. So, immediately starting off, we have a cutscene that we get to watch. So basically, the story of Super Mario Sunshine is that Mario and company are taking a vacation to the Delfino Isles, and as it would have it, trouble is happening, and he needs to get it sorted out. There's another cutscene coming up soon that'll go over this more, but this is just the basic intro. I will warn you that the first 10 minutes of this game is very cutscene heavy, so if you want to go get food, snacks, anything else like that, now's a good time to do it. There's not a lot of gameplay, not a lot going on. This is just very simple stuff. This is Airstrip. I'm going to be doing some movement now, which is like 10 seconds long. And that's that. This is Flood, a flash liquidizer ultra dowsing device, which he'll go over in the voiceover here.
Item from Gad Science Incorporated. Preparing to register customer information. Scanning and classifying subject data. Subject identified as Mario, resident of the Mushroom Kingdom. Data storage complete. I am Flood, a flash liquidizer ultra dowsing device.
Probably Azrael, but as soon as this shine is done, there's a 3-minute cutscene followed by a text box that you have to mash through, followed by like another 20-second cutscene. So, yeah, first 10 minutes of this game is not very exciting, to say the least. But after that, it definitely gets going.
Press the X button to switch to the hover nozzle. You can then press the R button to hover in the air for a short time. If this tank is empty, no water.
But as Fliz explaining the tutorial and the basics of the game, you get a jetpack, you can hover, you can spray. You need a full tank. You need at least some water in the tank to spray, otherwise you're screwed.
Instructions complete. Proceed.
Here's another text box I gotta mash through, and now some movement. Finally again. This right here is a polluted piranha plant. Very simple boss. This is the only one that you can, nice backflip. This is the only one that you can continually spray like this and it won't get flinched. All the other ones that you play against in 80%, and for the rest of the game for that matter, they will flinch if you don't spray them when their mouth's open. Hopefully you can't hear it too much, but I'm mashing a lot in this game. Pretty good airstrip. And text box, so here's a 3-minute cutscene, so go ahead and do whatever you guys need to do. I'm gonna stay quiet for most of this so you guys can just relax and watch it. And yeah.
Session. As you are no doubt aware, someone has been senselessly defacing Fair Isle Delfino. Delfino using some paint-like substance. The accused is charged with polluting our beautiful home, and yes, endangering our very way of life. Indeed, how can one not be aware of what is going on? Though it is daytime in Delfino Plaza, our poor residents tremble beneath a veil of darkness. Expert Shine scholars have determined that this darkness has arisen because all of our guardians, the Shine Sprites, have vanished from their gathering spot at the Shine Gate. The reason? It's quite obvious. This horrible graffiti is to blame. Behold this sketch of the perpetrator based on eyewitness descriptions. The truth is obvious. The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Objection! Overruled. I judge the defendant guilty as charged. I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island. Until Isle Delfino is completely free of his vile handiwork, Mario shall not be allowed to leave. Court adjourned.
This appears to be quite a predicament, Mario. Data analysis verifies that the island's inhabitants are indeed troubled by pollution, but the pollution itself is not the main problem. Mario, you witnessed this object at the airstrip, correct? It is a Shine Sprite. Shine Sprites are the source of...
Yeah, that first 2 minutes basically went over what's happening, and this last minute's going over what Shine Sprites are. Basically just the power source of Isle Delfino. Things like that. Mario's getting blamed for something he didn't do. Best court system ever. They have undeniable proof it's him when it's clearly not him, but whatever. Before I go any further, I would like to say everyone should follow the Cartoon Buffoon. He did a wonderful job for his Super Mario 74 star hack, or Super Mario 74 Extreme Edition 50 star run. So. So after 3 minutes, you get a text box saying, do you want to watch that cutscene again? We don't, so you just mash, and now we get another like 15, 20-second cutscene. These are the cops that took you in. They will never ever be relevant again after this. Alright, so here we go. Finally getting back into the game. So what I'm doing there is called hover sliding. Basically, if you tap the hover, tap the R button when you have the hover nozzle out, and then hit B to go into and dive, you'll do a hover slide, and you get a lot of momentum that way. So that's the third out of the 4 piranha plants we'll be fighting. There are 5 of these polluted piranha plants in the game, one of which we don't fight, which is in Bianco. But also here's another cutscene showing the Bianco statue coming up with, oh my lord, it's, who is it? It's Shadow Mario. So he jumps down and he's gonna take Peach. Toadsworth just so mind-boggled he can't even do anything. So we gotta go chase him down and spray him down with some water. And he's like, not fair, shouldn't be able to have that, whatever, dude. Shouldn't be able to have a magic brush that allows you to paint whatever you want. You have to stand right here, otherwise he won't keep moving. It's a little checkpoint you gotta do. There, what I did is I spam sprayed the wall. Spam spraying is when you just, it's kind of like a mega spray. If you spam spray the wall there at the same few frames that it's the little cutscene there is happening, you can open up the level a little bit earlier. That's called early M. It saves only just a few frames, but it's cool to look at. Here's Bianco 1. We're actually going to skip Bianco 1. It's not required whatsoever to do. We're going to go ahead and do Bianco 2 Shine, which is up there on the top of the windmill. Ah, nice spider. Not the greatest, but it's going. How this game works for any percent is not a number of shines, but rather specific shines. You need episode 7 in all of the 7 main worlds, which is Bianco Hills, Rico Harbor, Gelato Beach, Pinna Park, Serena Beach, Noki Bay, and Pianta Village before you can defeat the game. And with the current route and everything, it is 44 shines that you need to defeat the game. Technically, I mean 43, but you get the 44th one at the end of the game. This is fairly simple. You just gotta make a PD turn. If you stand to his left or his right, or anywhere behind him really, that's not in front of him, he'll immediately turn and start to throw up. That's when you just stand straight to his mouth and hit him. 3 hits, magic number. Fairly simple. Much like Super Mario 64 and their ROM hacks, you can ground pound shines and stuff to make it move a little bit faster. Moving on to Bianco 3, this is the Hillside Cave Secret. There are a number of shines in this game that are known as secret shines, where basically you have to go through the level without using FLUDD. It's a cool little mechanic to make the game a bit more challenging. Some of them are very difficult. This one's probably the easiest one to do out of all of them. I did not do the side flip. There we go. That pull is finicky sometimes, so. Here you get a little cutscene of Mario going through the whatever warp zone this is, and Shadow Mario stealing FLUDD. And you won't get FLUDD back until you defeat the level. But this one's just very, very simple, just a bunch of dives and stuff, not too overly complicated. Here, this is a little event cutscene showing that Rico Harbor House has now been taken over by a polluted piranha plant. Once you get 3 shines, this happens. We're going to go ahead and go stop that now before anything else happens, because otherwise those event cutscenes keep popping up, and each event cutscene after a shine is 3 seconds long, which adds up. So as per usual, just gotta shoot him when his mouth open, when the mouth opens. This one is the first out of the other, one of 2 that takes 6 hits instead of the 3. And I'm setting up here to do a skip called Travel Skip. Let's see if I can get it. Okay. So basically what I did there is I moved away and I entered Bianco Hills as the cutscene for Rico Harbor House was opening, and by doing this, this skips me traveling from Rico Harbor back over to Bianco Hills after the cutscene plays, and this is about a 10-second time save. This is Bianco 4, which is the red coins of the village, or Windmill Village, I believe. Not too hard. It can be very technical though. Yo, 5666 donation. Shoutouts to that. Thank you to whoever submitted that donation. So coming up next, we're gonna do Bianco 5. This is the other PD mission that we'll see, and this is completely RNG, which is why no one likes PD. PD Piranha Strikes Back. He'll fly all around this village, only on the left side of the village. He won't go over by the hill or anything over there. There are a number of spots where PD can land, and I missed the strat. That's okay, there's a backup for that. So, first off, we have to go up there and wake PD up. And by doing this, I mean, we're forcing Mario's coming out of here, taking a endangered species out of his sleep, and then killing him, which is rather dark if you think about it like that. But everyone doesn't like PD anyways because he's this giant troll, and he gives you the worst RNG almost every time. What I'm doing right now is I'm just cleaning up the village a little bit. It makes it easier for me to fight, and I'm not getting bombarded by goomies or anything. Alright, so this is so far looking pretty good. The twist to this from the last PD fight is that he has a possibility of throwing tornadoes. Each tornado loses 3 seconds, and it's completely RNG whether or not he throws it and where he goes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots he can go to in this village. This is one of them. Preferably I want him to go there next, but he didn't. He's going to go over the wall. And this is just some more time loss to wait for, but he's just going to come back up here into this corner. And see, that time he didn't do a tornado. I'm going to go down quickly. I'll have some downtime while he's getting back up to spray this middle bell. This will give me a 1-up. 1-ups, again, I mean, 1-ups, as you would assume, they give you a life, and they also restore all the water in your water tank. And PD's going to go back here. That's actually some pretty good RNG. That's not too bad at all. That's quite acceptable. Except 2 tornadoes kind of is not great, but not much you can do about that. And then he'll decay into the goop and spread out. Shine spawns right here, luckily. So, does diving work in SM64? Diving's a little different in this game comparatively. You do have momentum and stuff like diving. You can do multiple dives in a row. You can dive off ledges and like go into free fall and stuff like that. It's a bit different how it works, especially with the hover slides and the water slides. Like, I believe the donation was $56.66.
So yeah, we've got a donation of $66, and it really hi.
I know who that is too. Thank you to who sent that in. I appreciate it.
Yeah. If you whisper one of us organized, the $9.99 left over if you want to put it towards one of the donations, just whisper us and then we can look to put it towards that.
What's going on, Mickey?
Good stuff. That also means it's past $100, which guarantees us having the Luigi's Mansion 80% PAL run tomorrow in the schedule, so get looking forward to that. So our next goal is $200 to get Pokemon Channel 80%, and it's quite an interesting, unique little run. So, thank you for that donation.
I apologize if he was a little quiet. He is a little quiet on Discord. I will just kind of reiterate what he said. $56.66 donation. With that, we have over $100, which means the Luigi's Mansion 80% PAL run is going to be done. After that, we have a $200 goal for Pokemon Channel. And if the donator would kindly message a staff member where they want to put that in. What's up, Nymphy? What's up, Niche? Basically, you just skipped like one of the most. We went over like one of the most preeminent skips in this entire game. This is Gelato Beach skip. Basically, we can clip into the 8th shine location, and how this game works is if you have a shine that's later than the one then you're currently on, you can access the entire shine list. So by doing this, we skip doing the entirety of Gelato Beach, and you can just go straight to Shadow Mario. And this saves almost 10 minutes, if not more. But yeah, that was Shadow Mario. Just gotta spray him down again, get him. So that was Gelato Beach. Now we're gonna move on to Pianta Village. With some neat movement. Normally, the intended way to get up here is with the rocket nozzle, but you don't need to do that. You can just do a well-placed Y-turn into a hover to get up here. This is known as Pianta Early. It's just a simple little strat. You can also do a triple jump and hover back in, but that's slower. This is Pianta 1, which is Chain Chomplets Unchained. Basically, you have 3 little chomplets that need to be doused out. This RNG is not good at all. They're on fire, so you have to spray them out and then grab their tails and launch them into a body of water. Wow, this RNG. To completely put them out. I just got the worst possible RNG, which is mind-boggling, but since there are multiple patterns for this, but you gotta do, you get what you get, right? After the 3rd one, Flood will have a text box saying be nice to your pets. If you just pause and unpause, you can get rid of that, which triggers the shine spawn for this. Alright, coming up next is Pianta 2, which is the first of 2 Piantissimo races. This one's my favorite by far, due to some cool movement you can do with it. Basically, Piantissimo is this guy, he just wants to race you. There are 3 Piantissimo races in this game, 1 in Pianta, 1 in Gelato Beach that we skip, and 1 in Noki Bay, which we'll do at the end of the run. So yeah, Piantissimo is entertaining, and as long as you get to the flag before he does, that's that. He'll give you some text boxes and stuff, and then he'll give you the shine. Coming up next is Pianta 3, which is known as the Goopy Inferno. This is the only shine in the game where you actually don't start off with Flood, and it's not a secret level. The intended way to do this is go under the village and everything, but that's overrated and takes too long. So we're going to go ahead and abuse some damage invincibility frames to go over the goop and just skip the entire process. And Flood's right here, just waiting for you. Spray off the mayor and talk to him, and he'll be all happy and give you the shine. So what goes from like a 2.5 minute shine or something like that intended is just like a 1 minute shine. once you get 10 shines and have unlocked Gelada Beach and Riga Harbor, Pinna Park will be available for you to go to, but we're gonna just go ahead and finish out Pianta Village while we're still here. Episode 4, Chain Chomp's Bath. It's essentially the same thing as Pianta 1, but just one giant Chain Chomp instead. I actually got the best RNG. There's 3 RNG paths, left, middle, and center. Or left, middle, and right. Left is the fastest, middle being the second, and right being the slowest. If you hold onto his chain and hold forward, he will actually move faster. And this time, instead of chasing him into like the little pond in the middle, we're gonna chase him towards the hot spa at the top of the village. And here, I'm gonna do something called chain skip. That allows you to skip having to wait for him to come back out and pull him in. He turns solid gold and gives you a shine sprite. Coming up next is one of the most infamous shines of any percent. For the longest time, the secret of the village underside. This includes what's known as Yoshi Skip. Seeing how this is supposed to be the last main world of the game, you're not supposed to be up here this early, and you're supposed to have Yoshi already. Spoilers alert, Yoshi exists in this game, but you're supposed to get him and spray off this goop stuff down here that only Yoshi can spray off with this juice. But we're going to go ahead and just completely skip the need for that by just clipping in to the mushroom. This is also one of the worst shines in the game ever designed, by far. Bad level design. This entire level is designed around talking to Piantas, who are named Chucksters, and they will toss you, which is not the greatest design in the world, to say the least. It is possible for this Chuckster right here to be on the left side, and if you can talk to him when he's still on the left side, that's known as early cycle. It saves 20 to 30 seconds depending on how bad your RNG is, but I unfortunately didn't get it. Early cycle happens like once in every 10 runs, so it's fairly uncommon to get it. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and just line my back up and talk to him. I'm going to mash A and Y at the same time. Y in this game puts you into first person, so by doing that, you'll be thrown backwards. Coming up next is Piantas in Need. This is one of the most high-tech level shines in the game, or high-level tech. I can do it moderately well. There are some streamers or some runners of this game that can do this incredibly fast, and it's very fun to watch them do it. But there are 10 villagers stuck in the lava goop stuff. You gotta clean them off. You gotta get them out of the little goop pit first and then clean them off. Yeah, 206.95 is acceptable. There are some runners who can do 216, which is just mind-boggling how fast you can go for this shine. Also, if you spray Piantas and other NPCs to talk to them, their hitbox becomes bigger, for whatever reason, and you can talk to them from a farther away range. And last but not least, we have episode 7, which is Shadow Mario. The gimmick for Pianta Village Shadow Mario is that once he gets to a certain point, he'll start spreading lava goop and wind enemies, wind duppies. So I actually went too fast there, and I missed the quick kill opportunity. That's not a big deal. But you can see he was starting to spread around some lava goop that you can get burnt on. You can get him before the fence, and that's known as quick kill. I went a little too fast, though. Death Johnson is not my lost long brother, sadly. But he is an amazing Luigi's Mansion player, and I do recommend you check him out. But since we finally got through Pianta Village, we're going to go into Pinna Park. If you were to go over there with that ship thing, there's a cutscene. I don't really feel like watching that cutscene. So I'm going to try and do a skip called Honey Skip. If you die as you're entering the cutscene, you can just entirely skip it. Which I unfortunately did not manage to do. I was a little too short. That skip's a little iffy sometimes. It's not too hard, but doing it can save you 20 seconds. Failing it can lose you 20 seconds. I unfortunately missed it. I feel really bad now. But that's basically just showing you that he's taking Peach to Pinna Park, and you're like, oh my gosh, Pinna Park, Pinna Island.
The villain's secret hideout must be there.
So missing that's not a big deal. It's a little sad, because I practice that a lot, but cutscene to shame, like NES said. But first up, episode 1, Mecha Bowser appears. This is one of the boss fights. Here you have 2 cutscenes. These are super easy to skip, but if you don't skip them, the first one is a minute long and the second one's 2 minutes long. So, and all you have to do to skip them is just exit area as you're entering the cutscene. By doing that, you could just entirely skip the cutscene. This alone saves like 3.5 minutes in total. Let's go on HT. Here I'm going to line up with the fire they're shooting out. This is called DM shot, found by the Dark Musician. And you can shoot him from there. I unfortunately shot slightly too high. This is one of the higher skill required shines, even though it doesn't seem like it, just to aim the rockets well and not miss Mecha Bowser. Mecha Bowser takes 4 hits, so seeing as I missed one, I have to go around the loop and get an extra one. Right as the last bits of him are exploding, that's when you exit area, and you can just skip the cutscene from there. Do some movement, and then the shine cutscene will be like, oh hey, I need to play, and the shine will pop up and down. Coming up next is Pinna 2, the Beach Cannon Secret. Here's a little less than a mini boss. There's the mole up there. From afar, he'll shoot bullet bills at you. From up close, he'll throw these little fake bomb-bombs that you're supposed to spray and neutralize before you can throw it at him, but that's not necessary. We're just going to go ahead and skip him. Here we have some trampoline pads and some disappearing blocks. All simple movement. Coming up next, we have Pinna 3, Red Coins with the pirate ships. There are quite a few strats for this. I'm going to go with the intermediate strats, only just so I don't fail the advanced and lose like 30 seconds. The advanced ones look pretty cool, but they only save like 10 max, but if you fail them, you can lose a lot of time. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the normal marathon safer strats, which don't lose too much time at all comparatively. So far, this run's going pretty alright, minus not having early cycle, which is always nice, and not getting honey skip. So far, other than those two mistakes, well, one of them was a mistake, one of them was just RNG. This run's going fairly well. Coming up next is Pinna 4, the Wilted Sunflowers. Once you complete the Shine, you'll have availability to Yoshi in all levels. In Delfino Plaza, you have to go chase him down from Shadow Mario. And after this, we're going to do something so much fun called EYG.
Whilst you're doing Wilted Sunflowers, do we have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, man.
Cool, we've got $10.01 from Anonymous, and it's KFFC cheer, KFFC great job. If you are the one who donated, whisper me and put it towards an incentive, otherwise it'll just go to anything. And good luck on EYG.
Thank you. So unfortunately, I did not get one cycle. It is possible to get all 5 of those turtles in one go. I got bopped by one, so I had to settle for a 2 cycle. But once you defeat Pinna 4, there will be an event cutscene in Delfino Plaza with Shadow Mario holding Yoshi. You have to go spray him down, but we're gonna leave that for later. Coming up now is one of the newest found skip, which was found actually a year ago, a little over a year ago now, UIG, and it's gone through some improvisations a lot. There are 3 methods. I'm going to attempt the fastest method, which is in episode 3. In the event that I fail this, I will probably go for the safer one, but I'm confident in the ability to do this, so go away, Stu. Go away, Stu, and stop bonking Mario. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a papaya, and we're gonna eat this durian so we can turn Yoshi purple. So we're gonna grab these 2 stews and pull them over here by the door. I'm actually gonna wait for this one. This is a little too far away. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Oh, wait, what? The stew didn't... Okay, well, that's still unfortunate. I have to go grab another stew now. I thought the stew can, like, clip out of bounds and die there, which is kind of unfortunate. I thought that's what he did, but he was just ground pounding. So I have to bring another stew over here and try again. I missed. This is not... Yeah, one of them went out of bounds. I'm gonna go ahead and exit area and restart. That's really unfortunate. But that happens sometimes. The stews are a little finicky, and the way they work, it's not perfect. I'm gonna try one more time with that strat. But if I don't get it, I will go to the safer method and the much easier to do. Go away, Stu. So annoying. The reason why we get Yoshi to be purple is if you spray an enemy while he's purple, the platform that comes out will go sideways, and we need that to carry ourselves along. Okay. I apparently can't do 3YG in this run, which I am very not happy about. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the safer method. Sometimes the camera is just really finicky, and even though you're turning and you hit L, the camera just won't change. And there's not much you can do about that, other just patience and try again. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the easier method, which is in Pinna 2, which uses bullet bills instead. Same kind of deal though, just this time we're gonna clip in. Here we're looking for a purple rocket, or a purple bullet bill. The reason why is because they're homing. The black bullet bills are not, they just shoot in a straight line. We take it and we go around. Except I got bopped by a second one, so I have to reset up now. This is also complete RNG, so... I really hope this is close enough for me to clip with. In the event that I don't make it, you do soft lock, because you're just stuck in the middle of there and there's nothing you can really do. I do have a save file in the event that that happens, but I should be able to make this. Okay. Doing the skips, doing Pinna 5, but this rate it would have been faster to do Pinna 5, but that happens sometimes, and it's unfortunate it happened during the marathon run, but on it must go. There's a much higher possibility now that I won't make my estimate due to just failing that so many times, but I will make my estimate. I will be certain of that. That normally takes 2.5 minutes, and that took me 6.5. So that's a little unfortunate that had to happen. But it happens sometimes. It's just really frustrating because I spent so many hours putting practice into that skip, and yesterday and today, to make sure I wouldn't fail it during the run. That's the end of Pinna Park. Now we're going to move on to Rico Harbor, which is one of the easier levels in the game, thankfully. Rico 1 is just fighting Glooper Booper Gooper Blooper, whatever it is. Sunshine, they loved reusing bosses. This guy appears 3 times. We only fight him 2, but they definitely love their reusable bosses. Once you pull his tentacle out, there's a little cutscene for him popping out of the crates though. This gimmick is, you gotta hit his face twice. You gotta spray down his face because it's all covered in ink and your hands will slip. And then pull his nose back so it hits him in the face. You don't have to pull all the way back as long as his face animation changes. That's when you know you can let go. There's a slight little change to where he starts freaking out a little bit more, and that's when you know you can let go. And the audio will also change. Coming up next is the Blooper Surfing Safari. This is a little surfing mini game that you hop on top of a blooper to get to, but I'm not really feeling using the bloopers right now, so I'm just gonna skip them. By going through the sewers, you can skip having to use the bloopers to get in the secret, or the zone. I bonked though. And I'm also not going to use them inside either. That's just overrated. Coming up next, we have Rico 3, the Cage Shine Sprite. The intended route is for you to go all the way up to the top and jump into the cage, but that's not really necessary at all. I'm gonna do a little trick that saves me like 20 seconds over doing that. Frame perfect. Frame perfect trick. So easy. It's the easiest frame perfect trick in the world. It's not frame perfect. I'm joking. That is also the shortest shine in the game. At 50. It can be done in under 50 seconds, depending on what version you use. Coming up next is one of the most annoying shines in the game by far for every runner of all varying skill sets. Rico 4, the Secret of Rico Tower. This is a definite run killer for many. And yeah, it's very fun to do if you do it correctly though. Like that. That's how you do it. That's a lot harder than it looks, actually. Coming up next, we have Rico 5, which is, which one is this one? Goopa Blooper Returns. It's basically just a rematch of the first shine. Not very entertaining at all. They, like I said, they love their reusable bosses. I accidentally hit the B button there. I didn't think I did, but okay. The game apparently said I hit the B button. That's a spring right there. You can jump off of it and get some major height. Again, 2 hits, that's all it takes. Now Rico 6, Rick wins on the water. This time we do need to use the bloopers to go fast. 8 Rick coins, as per usual. There is a strat for 133 in-game timer, but I can't do that because it's really sketchy. So I'm gonna just do the normal strats. Also, the green blooper is the slowest but has the best handling. Yellow's middle, and purple is the fastest with the hardest controlling. And the reason why we use green is because it's easier to control, and if you hold up on the analog stick, the top speed is the same no matter what. So I actually didn't even get 131, I got a 130, but almost the same, right? But there is a strat to get 133s there consistently. And last but not least, we have Shadow Mario. The Episode 7 Shadow Mario Revisited. This is the easiest Shadow Mario shine in the game. All you have to do is literally walk forward and just hold the spray nozzle down when he jumps. I'm going to do a dive rollout to make it go a little bit faster. But as he jumps, just hold the R button down and hold forward. That's that. Easiest Shadow Mario in the game. So now, if you remember, I left Bianco Hills after episode 5 to go deal with Gelato. We're gonna go back now and finish 6 and 7 before we move on to Serena Beach. Episode 6 is The Secret of the Dirty Lake. A rather difficult secret shine for beginners, but once you understand the strats for the level, it becomes very easy and very just second nature to do. That right there is a turbo nozzle box. There are the rocket nozzle and the turbo nozzle. We only use the rocket nozzle at the very end of the game though. And last but not least, we have Bianco 7, Shadow Mario on the Loose. Same old song, same old dance. That's the quick kill right there, that's very good. Alright, so now we're going to arguably the hardest world in the game, Serena Beach. It has a lot of not fun levels to do, but first off we gotta do some movement and get Yoshi from Shadow Mario. Just like that. Yoshi in here in Delfino Pulse will always want a banana. There's a banana in this tree right here. Friendly reminder to get your donations in while you can. There are a number of donation incentives to be met that can still be met. So if you want to see something much like the garbage monster boss, I believe, in a Saturday morning RPG done by Cosmic, get that in. But back to this run, here is probably one of my least favorite shines in the entire game, the Manta. the Phantom Manta fight. Taken directly out of The Shining. It's quite annoying. You just gotta spray down the Manta until it's just no more, but it's a bit of RNG, and you can get really messed up here really fast. But there's a number of sizes, all these like small, medium ones and stuff. Once you get them all down to the smallest size, which you can see a bunch of them running around now, they'll turn purple and they will start chasing you. Like that. Also, they all trail this electric goop, which stuns you, which is very annoying, and you get bounced a lot. It's a very hard shine to do accurately and efficiently. Like that. Even if you're spraying them and they're about to dissipate, they can still hit you. And it is entirely possible to die in the shine, but I'm not gonna die. And then we Y-turn towards the sun. This allows you to be facing towards the shine as soon as the level's over. There's a bunch of donation incentives. Bid wars for which monkey to use in the monkey block, super monkey ball block, and which color Kirby you use in Kirby Air Ride. But after that, Shadow Mario will start holding around the turbo nozzle, because the turbo nozzle unlocks at 25 shines. We're never going to bother with him again, so. Up next is Serenitude, the hotel lobby secret. This is one of the most difficult shines, secret shines, in the top 3 at least, for a lot of runners. It's just a very long level with high level tech. There, that was called Boo Bounce. That's the fast strat to get into the secret. Also on the donations, we do have a bunch of donation incentives for runs. At $100, which has been net, we will be doing Luigi's Mansion 80% PAL, which is the harder version of Luigi's Mansion. At $200, we'll be doing like Pokemon Channel 80%. And there's one at 300 and one at 400, so if you want to see those, definitely get your donations in to get that total. So what I did there on the rotating cog, if you dive roll out onto a uneven surface, you'll get a bunch of momentum. And if you do a spin jump while you have momentum, that's known as a momentum spin jump, and you go a lot farther than normal. Up next is episode 3, Mysterious Hotel Tofino. This requires Yoshi intended, but we're just gonna go ahead and not use Yoshi. It's not necessary. We're gonna skip him and just go ahead and go to the shine through a clip. Channel's at 250, my bad. There is no 300. I know what I'm talking about, I swear. The camera here is very finicky. Just kind of have to hope with it. But we get a banana. It has the biggest hitbox of any of the fruits. And we just clip with it into the shine area. But yeah, anyways, you guys get what I mean. Plenty of donation incentives, plenty of things to be met. Definitely try and get them in if you guys can. We all appreciate it. There is a Frisk name donation war for Undertale. on Sunday, so if you want to see that in, get your name in, get that in. Coming up next is the Secret of Casino Defino, one of the most annoying shines ever created. Not because of the secret, just because of the clip. We do what's known as Casino Clip. This saves like 2.5 minutes or something over a bunch of RNG and not fun panel scrolling. Normally you have to get 777s on 2 roulettes and then do a flip panel game, which are very finicky in this game with the water, how water works, but we're just gonna go on top, sidestep, and just dive right over that. Completely unnecessary. I did not make it, so there's the death. You can do a momentum spin jump there, but I accidentally jumped. And yeah, this run is not going so well. How many times have I died? That's the real question. Nice side flip into the shine. I'm highly disappointed in my gameplay, but I will keep chugging along. I can do this. This game is very unforgiving at times. It just completely annihilates you. And other times it just wants you to PB. So next is King Boo down below. One of the bigger trolls for RNG up there with PD. Giant pain is what it is. So this, we actually ground pound the little purple dot and stuff. If you run forward into the little hole here, you can make King Boo spawn a bit faster. If you ground pound the purple spot, purple dots, it'll stop moving around. You want 3 fruit, and then from the fruit you grab the pepper first, and then any other fruit to hit him with. After that, you have to have a cycle that's not fruit. This is absolutely necessary, otherwise the fight can't continue. You have to have one of these. You can cancel it though, it just has to be after he throws out the stuff. Anything after this point though would be known as an extra cycle, and you can just cancel that right away. But ideally you want fruit, whatever, fruit, whatever, fruit. And those whatevers, bubbles kind of suck, but they're fast. This right here, this is going to be bubbles. See that right there is an extra cycle. I can go ahead and cancel that right away. Extra cycles lose like 8 seconds, I believe, or something like that. Not entirely sure. Alright, only 1 extra cycle. That's not bad at all. Again, this is complete RNG, so you can get no extra cycles or you can get 15. It really depends on how he's feeling. The bubbles bopped me before. Let me in! Give me the shine! Thank you. That shine is a run killer by far. Up next is Serena Beach, number 6, Scrubbing Serena Beach. This is the only shine that English has an advantage over any other version. English is the slowest version, which I'm currently playing on. You're only required to clean 95% of the beach, while PAL and Japanese are a bit more strict. I guess I should mention the version differences. There are 3 main versions: English, PAL, and Japanese. English is by far the slowest to play on. PAL has the best text, which makes it the second fastest, and Japanese has the best loading, which makes it the fastest, and it has some JP only glitches. .221 is acceptable for a marathon. Ideally, I want a 226 there though. Last shine, Shadow Mario checks in. Same thing, just gotta chase him down and get the shine. Alright, now we're entering the last world of the run, Noki Bay. This is by far one of the harder worlds, definitely up there. Serena Beach and Pinna Park, I would guess, but I would definitely say Serena Beach and Noki Bay are the 2 hardest worlds in the game. Here we have Noki 1 and Cork the Waterfall. This is a bunch of just movement, not really exciting. The movement is fairly fast-paced though, so... And I made the movement for first cycle there. So. Also, I threw these too fast. I'm supposed to wait until he throws the second one to start spraying them, but I have 0 mind. Not a big deal, it's only a few seconds, but you're supposed to have him throw the first one, and then have him throw... Well, the comparison between Noki Bay and Serena Beach are very close to each other in terms of difficulty, but every other world is not that difficult in comparison. The only hard parts about any other worlds is just RNG, and Pinna Park is probably the 3rd hardest in my opinion, due to just having EYG, and that trick is kind of annoying. Noki 2, the Tricky Ruins. This is where you would fight Looper again, but not really feeling it, so I'm just gonna skip that. we take this spring that's conveniently located, and we just throw it against the wall while running, and then we just dive into it. And ta-da! We're in the shine location. The shine here is actually... The shine is here instead of being spawned after defeating Blooper, so that's the only reason why we can do this clip and save a bunch of time. Next up, bird coins in a bottle. This is showing the underwater mechanics more so. We got a bunch of text here I just gotta mash through. But since he puts a helmet on you, you're allowed to breathe a bit longer. Like, quite a bit longer. Of course, grab coins to replenish your health otherwise. You probably don't need the helmet in the shine. If it, like, they didn't give it to you, you wouldn't need it. But in the next shine that's coming up, it's definitely required. Alright, coming up, Noki 4, one of the most infamous shines again out there, Ely Mouse Dentist. Eel is a giant pain to learn and to do well. And for that reason, a lot of people don't like any percent, just because it's a run killer. If you get swallowed and shoot up and stuff. But we have this nice little descent first, though. It takes a bit of time. Right when he gives you the text box, Flood, there's a bubble down there that it spawns out of the eel's mouth. This is the bubble I use for the strat. If you hit a bubble and float into it, you'll get your air back. So, for this shine, you gotta be a dentist and clean eel's teeth. 4 inner, 4 outer. If you can get 5 on the first cycle, that's known as Yahtzee. That's the standard strat. If you're taking damage while you clean the last tooth off, the cutscene won't play. And this is known as cutscene skip. And this saves like 15, 20 seconds. Not sure where, but it does save quite a bit of time. Now what's going on, Poke? Shoutouts to Poke Hero, one of the staff here for SS4C, and a runner. He also has a donation incentive run. If we get $200, he will be doing Pokemon Channel any percent, which is quite an interesting run. So definitely get in some money. We're at 140 out of 200. Only need 60 more. So if you want to see Pokemon Channel, get those donations in. Here's Piantissimo's Surf Swim. It's the other Piantissimo race I was talking about. Just an auto scroller. This one I can't really do any fun movement with. And bonk. He likes the bonk there. Here's a little cool thing I can show you guys. You can just clip right into this. No challenge needed. Kind of bad smiley face. And here's, again, one of the harder shines in the game, Noki 6, the Shell Secret. The secret's up there with being really long and really hard. And one mistake can easily kill the run. Especially if you're near the top of the secret, since the fall takes forever, and the death zone is at the bottom. Unlike Galaxy, where the death zone is just based on height, in this game it's just always at the bottom of the level. Oh no! That's really unfortunate. The spinning block completely changed my angle. Well, overestimate. Sigh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If you make one silly mistake like that, the run's over. And like that, I'm gonna be a minute behind my estimate. It'd be annoying to you guys that I'm fixing so much on my estimate, but my estimate is actually really gracious for this game. It's like 5 minutes way past my PB, so... In this game, while it is high-level play, it's not very hard to learn and to execute. It's just doing it all in one run can be challenging. And last one, Shadow Mario. If you do run into the shine here, if you're running into the shine, this is the only shine you can do this. If you run into the shine while it's on the ground, and you're running in from a different Y level, you'll clip into the ground, and you won't be able to collect the shine again, so. You can actually do that in Serena 7 as well, but that's a bit more different in how it works than this one. So once you get Episode 7 in all the worlds, you'll get this cutscene where Delfino Plaza is flooded, and Shadow Mario will be running up to Corona Mountain. Nice bonk. This is called Speedboat. Basically, just go fast, YOLO it, instead of taking it slow and easy. Okay, my angle changed. I'm gonna do what's known as rocket storage here. If you store the rocket and like don't actually use it, nice dude, and then walk off the same Y level in sidestep, you can store a rocket propulsion and then use the next one.
The water's great, hey, Junior? Sure is, Papa. Come on.
For my guy who's coming up, time is coming up. It will be on the 5th hit of the 5th platform that I ground pound. So, just letting you guys know, coming up soon. But yeah, Bowser, you see Peach, just chilling out in her vacation tub. Yeah, his bathwater is RNG. You can get bounced by it pretty badly if you're unfortunate, like that. Alright, time's coming up after this one. It'll be that one. And time. Nope. Not time. I'm kidding. Now time. I got trolled. So, that was Super Mario Sunshine 80% in 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 22 seconds, which was not what I really wanted to showcase. But, in a sense, that's what this is. This is, again, this is one of the most popular speedruns, according to speedrun.com. Over just, I believe, just under 700 players are running this game. It is in the top 3 for popular games on speedrun.com. It is a frustrating but also quite enjoyable speedrun. It's definitely where a lot of people pick up their first speedrun. This was my first speedrun a few years ago, so yeah, that's Super Mario Sunshine 80%. I'm deathline. Quick reminder to all of those. We do have donation incentives. Which monkey we're using in the monkey block, but I believe that's coming up right now. So if you want your monkey changed right this instant, monkey block starting right after this run. The color you use for which Kirby and Kirby Air Ride. The choice of ending in Lemma. There's 4 different endings. And the naming Frisk in Undertale. You get to name Frisk. So get your, and there's a few incentive runs. We've met Luigi's Mansion 80% PAL at 200 or 250 or whatever it is. We'll have Pokemon Channel 80%, and at $400 we'll have the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX 80% no save plus quit. So if you want to see those runs, get your donations in. Coming up next, we have Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll full marathon race. It's going to be a race between Gonkwai and NES. So get hyped for that. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching.
Just to add on to what Deathline said, the incentive for Luigi's Mansion PAL has been met, so that'll happen in approximately just over 12 hours. Cool, good run.